So today we are going to look into one of the parts that you get tested on your road test when you go for your AZ license, which is coupling and uncoupling, or you can also call it hooking or unhooking. So basically the examiner tests you for the safety procedure that you follow through and the steps that you follow. So we are gonna actually do this on the chassis that I have, but at this point it's not about what container I have or if I'm doing it with a 53 or anything else. The process remains the same. However, the day of your exam you'll go for, it's going to be a 53, but again the process is same, so it shouldn't be a problem. On the day of your exam, what is going to happen is you'll be taken to the spot where your truck is parked, and you'll probably be asked to do uncoupling first, and then you will be asked to do the coupling process. So this is how most of the times the test happens. But if anything changes, just follow the steps and follow the safety procedures in order to complete your process. And don't rush, please take your time and don't rush. Make sure the steps are right. Now let's get into the process of learning coupling and uncoupling. Technique I basically use in order to learn this process step by step without missing anything. I use the abbreviation called PAL while I am hooking and LAP while I'm unhooking. So let's go and do the hooking. Now let's start understanding how hooking works, and we are going to follow through this abbreviation PAL. P stands for pins, A stands for airlines, and L stands for the landing gear. First step in hooking we are going to do is you want to make sure that your pin is aligned with the fifth wheel and there is enough height between your trailer and truck to hook. Once these conditions are met, you're going to hook your truck with the trailer and you're going to do a tuck test. Now that you are done with your hooking, the tuck test will be performed twice. Once your tuck test is done, the second step in the process is getting your airlines connected. So at this point, you'll take your airlines and connect with the truck or connect with the trailer basically, and make sure the sequence is right. So in order to learn the sequence in the right way, what I basically do is red is on the rightmost side. So you just learn is at red on the right. The electrical line goes in the middle and the only one left is the service line, which is the blue one, which will go on the left side. Once these lines are connected, the third step in the process is L. So you'll get your landing gear up, and that's pretty much it for the hooking process. Let's go ahead and do the uncoupling. We're going to use the same abbreviation and then follow the steps all the way backwards. So we will start with L, A, and P. L, again, your landing gear, A is your airlines, P is your pin. First of all, take your landing gear to the floor. Second step is your airlines. Disconnect all your airlines from the connections. Third is the pin. So sometimes you can have the kingpin puller, or some trucks usually have a button inside your truck where you can just press it and then the pin comes out. At this point, after you are done all these three steps, make sure that the trailer is standing on its own. So how you're going to do that is suspend the air from the airbags of the truck, and at this point pull forward a little bit, not completely, so that your fifth wheel is somewhat under the trailer, and then get out and look to make sure that the trailer is standing on its own. Once that is confirmed, you can pull forward a bit, and that's how you complete your uncoupling. Alright, now since we understand the steps of coupling and uncoupling, let's go ahead and perform this with a truck and trailer and see in a practical world basically how it's done. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up with this chassis here. This one is the 20 feet. In order to get just in straight line with this, I'm gonna just, the moment that my hood meets the starting point of that trailer is where I'm gonna just turn all the way right this will end up pretty much in the straight line. If you see from here, it's pretty much straight, not too bad. Now every time we back up, have the four-way flashers on and honk, and just line yourself enough that your tires match the tire on the trailer. So at this point, what we're gonna come and check is for two things. First is the height between the trailer and the fifth wheel. The second thing which we are gonna check is go under and check if it's aligned or not. So here it's not aligned, it's a little bit on the left. So I'm gonna go and first bring that point in alignment with this. Now let's say if this height was not enough, so there can be two conditions. Either your trailer can be too low, so in that what you can do is you can just release some air, the wheel will lower down and then you can connect. Or there can be a case where your trailer is too high and you cannot do anything with the wheel here. So what you can do is you can use the landing gear and bring the trailer down. In order to move the trailer on its own when it's not supported by the truck, it's better that you use the lower gear. It's easier to pick up or go down. This pin is in alignment with the fifth wheel, so we can just back up and hook. So now I'm gonna just hook up slowly. Yeah, so the sound that you hear is like a click, basically means it's connected. Now while sitting in the truck, once you connect, we have to do a tug test. So we drive ahead and then we go back and then we drive again. So we do the tug test twice to check the pin is completely locked. So once we are hooked, our truck is hooked with the trailer, we have to shut down our truck, come down and check if it's locked. Okay, now that we have checked the pin is locked and there is no space between the trailer and the wheel, now we will connect our lines. And the connection is usually always the same. The sign goes on the left. In the middle, you have your electric line, and on the right, okay, yeah, sometimes this gets tricky, so we have to go all the way at the angle and just do like that. Once our lines are connected, we have to go get our landing gear up. I'm gonna turn on the ignition here so that you can check the lights, have your flashers on. So the lines are working, all lights are good. That's it. That's how we hook the trailer. So now, in order to unhook, first of all, make sure your brakes are set, transmission is in neutral, and your truck is shut down. And then once everything is set here, you wanna go from back to front. So first we will put the landing gear down and then we will disconnect the air lines and then we will disconnect the pin. So we have our landing gear down. We'll just disconnect the air lines. now we will take out this pin. Usually trucks have a switch inside, but I do not. So we're gonna just use the puller, take it out. Now, so now everything outside is done. We're gonna just release some air so that the trailer is standing on its own. Okay, so that was it about coupling and uncoupling. Let's just take some key points from our learning today. To start with coupling and uncoupling, the examiner is basically going to check your safety, what you do for the safety, as well as the steps that you follow. While you are doing coupling, you have to make sure that you check the height and the alignment of the pin. That's your first point to check. And then make sure that the fifth wheel is not bent or pin is not bent and not damaged. There is no gap between the fifth wheel and pin while you are hooked. Make sure that you get out and look every single time when you need to, especially first time for the height check. Second time, you have to go under the truck and make sure that the pin is literally locked. The examiner will check that. Make sure all the lines are connected properly. Whenever you are done connection, make sure that you turn the ignition on and check for the lights everywhere, and then you also check for any air leaks. These are some pointers when you have to do your coupling. But now when you have to do uncoupling, before putting your landing gear down, make sure that the surface is flat, and whenever you are putting it down, there has to be 1/2 inch of gap. The other thing you want to check is whenever you are taking off the lines and you're driving forward, your fifth wheel should be a little bit still under the trailer until you check that it's standing on its own. So you have to basically get out and check that the trailer is standing on its own, and that's when you'll be done with your coupling and uncoupling process. The other thing that you wanna double check or do when you are coupling is do not forget to perform the tuck test twice. So you go forward once, go backwards, and then go forward once. That confirms that the trailer is hooked with the truck. And thank you so much for supporting this channel. I get so amazing responses and so amazing comments. Feel free to comment anything in this comment box for any suggestions, anything that can help others, anything that I missed out probably that I should have added. And that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for joining me. Before steering ahead, let's learn together, and I will see you at the next turn.